Gentlemen, I hate to say this with Eric Dickerson here, the king of the holdouts.
What are you talking about?
Le'Veon Bell, you're Le'Veon Bell's idol. He got it all. Le'Veon's making the right move here. I think Earl Thomas has made a mistake by ending this holdout. The only way to get the money is to hold out and or force a trade. I think Le'Veon's going to play this to the bust, and I think it's the right move.
I disagree, and here's why I disagree. You've held out, and you've lessened your chances of getting injured during the preseason. Now the money's on the line. Your teammates need you. The organization's counting on you, and you don't show up. To me, here's what Earl Thomas tweeted out that's different from Le'Veon Bell, why I respect Earl Thomas a little bit. He said, "I've never let my teammates, my city of fans down as long as I've lived, and I don't plan on starting this weekend." So that means he's showing up for his team, his organization, his city. Le'Veon Bell is in the same situation. He's probably the best back in the league. Don't dispute that. But now the money's on the line. We need you to show up and get with it. He's holding out. He's lessening the risk of injury. There's nothing else to hold out for. You know Pittsburgh's not signing you at the end of the year. You got to go get that money.
I disagree with you, Jason, and my disagreement is a little different. I think I respect what Le'Veon Bell is doing, and I think both of them for holding out, understandably so. You want to get a new deal. You feel like you're deserving of that. But now when you have worked so hard, as Earl Thomas stated in his tweet, your biggest attribute, your showcase is this platform. So in this league, sometimes you can easily be forgotten because guys stepping into a role and performing well. I'm not saying that they're going to forget him, but it's almost like he will have to reprove. Can you still do what you did that we know that you're capable of doing, but we need to see it now? And for Earl Thomas, I think he's being smart about it, saying, you know what, I held out, I made my point, I will continue to make my point. But now that I'm in here, I want to let it be clearly noted, I'm in here because of my guys. My teammate. It's not, I'm going to tell you even,
they ain't paying the bill.
It ain't got nothing to do with the organization. It ain't got to do with the fans. It has everything to do with his relationship with the
teammates
guys.
ever pay your bills?
I wish they would have. You know what, I kind of agree with all of you. One thing is that when I think of Earl Thomas, pretty much that Seahawks team is gone, what he knew. You know, right. Bennett is gone, Sherman is gone, Chandler's gone. So, you know, like you said, he went in for his teammates and also possibly, I'll play my deal out and I'll get out of here. You know, I'll be 30 years old, but I still think he can play. And I think he wants to go back to Texas, play in Dallas. You know, he made a pitch to Garrett. Right. You know, he's from Texas. I can finish out my career in Dallas. With Le'Veon Bell wants to be played like a quarterback and a receiver and a running back. I love Le'Veon. That doesn't make sense to me. That's like me saying, you know, I'm a great blocker all the time, so I only played like a great blocker and a runner.
And a runner.
And a runner.
And we know you wasn't blocking.
I know I wasn't blocking nobody. You know? But
as many holdouts as you had,
can I finish?
You gonna question Le'Veon Bell? Go ahead.
Can I finish? Go ahead. Le'Veon has to do what's best for Le'Veon, and I always believe that. You never count a guy's money. You do what's best for you. And I always believe that. I think that Le'Veon is doing what he thinks. Will he be back at the Steelers next year?
No.
Probably not.
No.
So and he's taking the hits off his body. Look, I'm gonna stay healthy. I'm gonna play, do what I have to do.
That's the point, Brian.
And that's a great point.
He can get 300 carries and 80, 90 receptions and be less valuable at the end of the season.
That's a great point. But if I'm another team, am I willing to pay him? Because he seems like, to me, for the second year in a row, he's the guy that if you pay a lot of money, he's going to ease up. He's going to take his time. He's going to do it the way he wants to do it. And secondly, if I'm a teammate on Pittsburgh, I'm saying, man, we got the money on the table now. It's time to go to work. Where are you? If you can't show up now, how can I trust you when things get hard?
Yeah, it sounds to me, he sounds confident about making it to age 45. And that, to me, says that Bill Belichick is the guy that will be leaving Foxborough. Tom will be there after Bill Belichick is gone and Josh McDaniels is the head coach. But, yeah, I still think he wants to play and perhaps will play until he's 45.
No, not realistic. I was teammates with Dan Marino, and when Dan got old, one of the things he said is, I could throw the ball with anybody in this league, but it hurts when I get hit. As he gets older, those bones are going to start cracking, and he's going to be like, the hell with this, I'm out.
But Brian, Dan Marino was a guy that could barely jog around the field.
Tom's
late
not
in
much
his
better.
career. Oh,
Tom's not much better.
he ain't that. He ain't.
Tom can't scramble. He's a pocket passer, just as Dan was.
Torn Achilles for Dan.
Torn knee.
A
injury.
lot different work ethic as far as preparation going into the season.
Significant.
I played with both of the guys. Neither one of them can move.
Right. No one's disputing that part.
So that means you're going to get hit.
But
And when you have to get up off the ground, that's what I'm saying the issue is. It's not that who's a better athlete. I'm not saying that. I'm saying Dan's issue was each time I got hit, it got harder to get up.
That's a hell of a statement. You played with Brady and Marino.
That is.
kind of blew my mind.
that is. I think he still does want to play, but I think there's some pieces that pull on him more than just Giselle, those kids, the family, what we didn't see, and what he is like present for and has been more. When a kid is growing up, when your kids start to grow up,
You don't want to miss that
you don't want to
baseball
miss
game.
that. And they're starting to have more opinion, be more strongly voiced about things. That's going to pull on them a lot more. And I think walking out of that house when your son or your daughter saying, "Daddy, you got to go again," that's going to weigh on him.
gets
And
hard.
I think that is what will pull him out before he gets to 40.
I'm with you, Greg. I have young kids just like you do. And, when they were 1 and 2 years old, it's not as exciting as it is now, going to their sporting events, knowing their friends. But an added layer to this, guys, is when you look at the Jimmy Garoppolo situation, okay? Last year, Brady, very vociferous. I'm playing till I'm 45. I'm not going anywhere. They moved Jimmy Garoppolo. He has now Kraft in his corner, so when you're watching this Facebook Live, Brady's just matter-of-fact about it. Oh, there's no pressure. I'll play till 43, 44, 45. Very casual because he's not looking over his shoulder at the guy who's about to take his spot. So I definitely think Tom Brady will be playing till 45.
I don't think he was looking over his shoulder anyway. It continues to amaze me that people outside of the building in New England thinks that Kraft plays a part. Bill Parcells taught him early on, owners own, sit up there and have a couple drinks and eat cheese dogs, and I run the team. Anything that happens in New England goes through Bill Belichick. You know what? Bill Belichick doesn't even live in Boston during the offseason. He lives in Jupiter, and he remote controls everything. He runs everything in that building. I will continue to tell you guys that. I am of like-minded thought process that when Brady steps away, Belichick becomes the personnel guy and goes to Jupiter, and Josh McDaniel becomes head
Brian,
coach.
I'm gonna push back. When I think when you played there, coached under Belichick, I buy that Robert Kraft stayed out of things. But when there's a dispute between Brady and Belichick, he's the only guy that can arbitrate.
He does not get involved.
That's
Robert Kraft goes and asks Bill Belichick, what do you think? What do you want to do? And Bill explains it. This is what I'm doing. If Robert Kraft bothered Bill Belichick and there was an issue in that building where they couldn't get along, Bill Belichick would be the head coach of the New York Giants right now. Period.
as much as I love you and I think you have some great insight, it's hard for me to swallow that pill.
I'm just telling you, I was there.
Well, here's Brian, let me push back a
there.
little. The big difference is with everybody else, yes, Bill Belichick calls the shots. But with Tom Brady, the most popular athlete in New England, Kraft was not going to let him go. I had multiple writers from Boston on my radio show, and they talked about it and said, listen, Kraft was Brady's guy. He was not going to trade Tom Brady.
It was never a thought that he was going to trade Tom Brady. That's just like the Drew Bledsoe saga. Drew Bledsoe was this guy. That was like his son. And then Tom Brady appeared. To me, the big issue or the big things in this whole thing is Garoppolo was collateral damage. He had to go. He would have became a free agent. They would have got nothing for him. At the trading deadline, that's your last opportunity to dump him or you get zero for him. That's what people don't talk about and don't understand. It wasn't about, this guy's going to take Brady's place. It's if we don't do something with this guy now when the season's over, he's a free agent. We get nothing for him. So they dumped him and got what they could get for him at the trade deadline.